Welcome to 5.6. You know you will be bored, but it needs to be done by tomorrow, so get started. So this is 5.6, which deals with finding the rational zeros. In order to do that, you will have to do a couple of things. First thing is you would have to identify the P and the Q. Now, this P and Q that you have to figure out who it is represents, first of all, the P is the factors of the last term, which in most cases it's going to be a constant. Q will be the factors of the first term. Now, we're just talking about the actual number in front of the X, or the number by itself. Now, in the first example, you already have it in your notes, so quickly we're going to have to try to list all the P's and Q's, all the possible factors by identifying P's and Q's. So your problem is given to you, and there it is. And we know your P is going to be, once again, the last number. So the last number there is a 12. Now factors of 12 would have to be a positive or negative 1. Just do this really quick. A positive or negative 2, a positive or negative 3, a positive or negative 4, a positive or negative 6, and a positive or negative 12. So those are the factors of the 12, which is the last number. Remember, P is the last number. Q would be the factors of the first number, which in this case is what? 1. So the factors of 1 is just positive or negative 1. Now, in order for you to actually find the possible rational zeros, you actually need to put the P's over the Q's. In this case, since your Q is just 1, it's pretty simple. It's just going to be a positive or minus 1, a positive or minus 2, a positive or minus 3, a positive or minus 4, a positive or minus 6, and a positive or minus 12. That's it. So those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers are all your possible zeros. So one of those answers have to be your x-intercepts. Now the next problem you have there, it's on your papers. 4x to the fourth minus x cubed minus 3x squared plus 9x minus 10. Factors of 10, once again. In fact, 10 is the last number, so 10, it would be positive minus 1, positive minus 2, a positive minus 5, and also the positive minus 10. In this case, Q is the leading coefficient, or the coefficient of the first term, which in this case is 4. So, 4 you could get, well, 1, or a 2, or also a 4. So those are your possible factors of Q, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 4. Now remember, in order to find the possible zeros, you actually need to create a fraction. Since the first P is 1, we're going to go ahead and put that 1 over 1. And since your Q is 1, actually, it's pretty simple. Plus minus 1 over 1. Your plus and minus 2 over 1. Your plus and minus 5 over 1. Your plus and minus 10 over 1 also. So that's with the first Q. Since your second Q is 2, now we have to put everything over 2. So plus and minus 1 over plus and minus 2. Plus and minus 2 over plus and minus 2. Plus and minus 5 over plus and minus 2. Plus and minus 10 over a plus and minus 2. Your third Q is 4, so we go ahead and do that one also. Plus and minus 1 over plus and minus 4. The 2 over 4, and also the 5 over the 4, and the 10 over the 4. Now please just take a second to actually look at this. We put all the P's over the first Q, which is 1. then all the p's again over the second q, and then all the p's again over the third q. So now you have a whole bunch of numbers, but you're going to have to reduce, and sometimes when you reduce, you won't have to use the same number again. So the first one, 1 over 1, becomes just plus and minus 1. When we look at the next one, 2 divided by 1, well, that becomes a 2. 5 divided by 1, well, that's just a 5. 10 divided by 1, well, that's just a 10. So the first ones are pretty easy. But when we divide by 2, we're going to end up with fractions or with numbers repeating. So for example, the first one becomes, it reduces to a 1/2, you can't do anything. Because 2 over 2 is 1, and we already have it up, it's the first one up in the front, we don't have to rewrite that one. So we'll just go next to the next one, which is 5 over 2. Then 10 over 2. 10 over 2 is the same thing as 5. We already have 5, so we don't have to rewrite that one. 1/4, okay, we don't have that one, so we put it. Now remember, 2/4 reduces to what? It reduces to 1/2. Don't I already have 1/2? I do. So I don't have to do that one anymore. Then we have 5 over 4, and then that 10 over 4, 10 over 4 reduces to 5 over 2, so I don't have to rewrite that one. That right there is all the possible zeros that I would have for that equation. So, hope you got the notes, and make sure you are ready to do this tomorrow. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.